Okay, we're back, folks. We've got Mr. Z on the line. Happy New Year to you, my friend.
Happy New Year to you, sir. Hopefully you went out and you watched some parades on TV on Tuesday. I regret I was not in downtown Philly to watch the Mummers Parade, but I watched a little bit of it remotely. So there we are.
What can I help you with, my friend? By the way, John, I want to compliment you on a couple of posts that you made just recently. One was the yen, and the fact that we were looking for that big move, and we've certainly got it. You know, we've really had a big hit in the last couple of days in the Japanese yen, which has been good. And also, you've been very bullish the gold and the silver, and you know they've all been going up. So we certainly appreciate that here in the den. But what can I do for you today, my friend?
Larry, I wanted to ask you about the S&P 500, the cash
Sure.
index, and the futures.
Sure.
We fell down to as low last Wednesday, day after Christmas. I think the number was 2347 or thereabouts. What I wanted to ask you, I just value seeing you do your short-term chart work, and I'd like to see what lower targets in price you would come up with if, in fact, selling here in January takes us under that 2350, 2345 area. I like to just get prepared in advance with some ideas of what is possible if that happens.
Well, John, the long-term projections that I've started way back in August was at 1500, and how I came up with that's the 61% retracement of the whole move from 2009 when we hit 666 in the S&P. Then our high was 29 and change, so that 61% retracement we're bringing in right around 1500 is what I would be. That would be equivalent to a drop like we had during between 1982 and 1987, and also going back to 2000, I believe that one was also 61% retracement. But John, since we're chatting about that, let me put in the this picture that we have from Bill Meridian, Cycles Research. This is a New York Stock Exchange composite that very similar to the S&P, but you'll notice the beautiful symmetry here that we're looking at, following the channels, and even look at the advanced decline line, how it's held those trend lines. And you make a great point, because if we go below those levels, that signifies there's something rotten in the U.S. stock market. And the one index that I follow closely for this is the money index, which is the banking index, and it also stopped exactly, at a 61% retracement. So if we go below those lows that we made at 2310 or so in the S&P, that is extremely bearish. I don't think we're going to see that yet. I think it'll be another month before we do that, but we will break it later, but we should be in a rally mode here into January and possibly early into February is what I'm looking at.
I appreciate that. As I looked at Tiger TV, I saw you posted, oh gosh, maybe it's 2-3 weeks of price action on the S&P March fixtures, the ESH9 contract, and I'm wondering if you can just elaborate what you would be looking at, what tools or techniques you might apply if, in fact, that December 26th low is broken. Would you be using ABCD targets? Would you do fib expansions, very short term? What would you be doing to come up with just ideas and candidates for target lows, please?
Okay, John, if you look at the bottom we made on the 25th, which was, the night of Christmas, we rallied 200 points. We went from 2320 to 2520. 2520 was really strong resistance because, you had made the equal moves. We were at a 382 retracement from way back in early December, and now you've broken about 70 points overnight here. And so the key here for me is two things. One, if you see a really, really bad day, In fact, maybe as bad as the good day that we had where the S&P was up 110 points. If you see the S&P down more than 100 points on any one day, there's trouble. Because if it can go up 110, it can come down 110 very easily. Any close below 2360 pretty much tells me that we're going to go below the 2300. And if we do that, that sets up that pattern that we're looking at 1500. That's the way it looks like. I think it'd be a great buying opportunity down there for sure. But those are the short-term parameters with a view of what the long-term could be. But this is a bearish market. There's I don't see any bullishness in it other than they're having a really great rally here. And but this doesn't look very good technically.
Larry, thanks so much on that. I will just share an observation that I was making past couple of days, and that has to do with the Asian stock markets. I am interested in right here what I see in the Chinese stock market indices, and I specifically look at the Shanghai, or the ticker symbol I use is SSEC, and I don't know if that's a Shanghai Shenzhen composite. It's something. It's pretty broad. But that opened weak last night, and it's retesting its October lows, not having broken it yet. But I'm reminded of what happened in January of 2016, 3 years ago, where there just was precipitous selling coming out of China for 20 days' time. And every night the Chinese market sold off that year, 3 years ago now, the E-mini futures would be following, Asian Asian holders were dumping S&P futures as well. So I'm watchful for kind of a replay of that sort of scenario here the first couple of weeks of the month. So we will see, but I share that with you.
Okay. I agree with that. These markets just they have the appearance of something that could be really nasty. You could wake up some morning and there could be a development with Deutsche Bank or something militarily or financially or geopolitically that could change the the landscape of what we're looking at here. So the key is if we're really good here, we should rally into early January and even early into February. But after that, it looks pretty negative. So we'll see.
Hey, Larry, thanks so much for your input. Always love hearing you do the show. I appreciate it.
I love seeing your posts too, my friend, and maybe have a wonderful new year, and we'll hope to get together sometime this year. We got a new addition coming to Philadelphia in 162 days. Another little baby boy will be there, so we're going to have our own basketball team pretty soon, so it'll be pretty good.
Congratulations to your family.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks so much.
You bet. Bye-bye.